Hey, welcome to Odd Musings, episode 202.
202.
It is a nice sunny day here in mid-January. I'm sorry, mid-April. It did snow about 4 inches yesterday, though.
Oh, you guys got that much?
We got quite a bit out there.
Yeah, we got a dusting. Maybe a quarter inch. Most of it melted just hitting the ground. It didn't get enough to be like that, but it was icy this morning a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's definitely up there. I'll see if I can find. Mom posted a photo online and that, but yeah, we got quite a bit out in the. It looks very pretty out there. It's not in the roads. I guess the roads were slippery this morning. I saw there was a bunch of accidents and pileups on 696, 275, which is always just a nightmare, even on dry conditions. So,
which is funny because we live in Michigan. It's like we have 1 month of nice weather and everyone forgot how to drive in snow.
Yeah.
We're Michiganders, people. We're better than this.
I got people telling me they hate hearing that word now. I wonder why. Yeah, so there we go. There's outside the back house right there yesterday afternoon.
Yeah.
And we got more than that now. So
yeah, that's how it looked this morning here.
Yeah, that was yesterday afternoon, and it still looks even more this morning, but probably by this afternoon, most of it will be gone.
Yeah, with the way the Great Lakes work, the air above it was warmer, so it helped act as a shield to us. Typically the bad weather gets pushed south of us. Mm-hmm. You guys get hammered a lot, and Ohio really gets hammered a lot, as they should.
Lately, last few years, we really haven't. Actually, you guys have gotten it worse than we have the last few years.
Yeah, I think you're right.
We get it's like where I'm at right here near Metro Airport. It's it comes through, it's like solid, and then it just like splits and just goes around us.
Right.
So my magic has been working.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's get our sponsors out of the way.
Yeah,
so we can dive into this fun episode.
Well, I'll go right into it with Loranger Family Chiropractic, located in Belleville, Michigan, and Dexter, Michigan. They do take great pride in providing the finest chiropractic care to each and every patient, offering on-site digital x-rays, massage therapy, orthotics by foot levelers, young living essential oils, aromatherapy, full line of vitamins, all in a family-oriented environment. Give them a call, 734-697-4244. Visit them online at lorangerfamilychiropractic.com. They're also here on Facebook at Loranger Family Chiro. You can find them right there. You have links for calling them, sending them messages, and they like to post some really good inspirational stuff right there. And then, of course, you can click right on over from there to the website to check out even more information as you need it. As everybody knows, I've been a patient of them for many years. They've been a great sponsor of ours. We do appreciate them doing that for us and sticking with us all these years now and all these episodes, hundreds of episodes now. We got hundreds. So definitely check them out. And then we also have as another great sponsor,
Team Titans of Real Estate. Why? Because you matter. Real estate, it's a people business, folks. And while the tools and technology is always evolving to maximize your home buying experience, at the core, it's still a people business. And unfortunately, more and more as social media and everything else has grown and smartphones and everything else. The world actually, I think, has become more isolated, more disconnected. And finding people who are good at relationships is actually hard. But we focus on that with you. We're not about just how fast can we get you in and out. We focus on what your goals are, what your needs are. How do we come up with a plan that maximizes what you need? So give us a call. 586-549-6096 is my number. Jill Webler is 586-277-2145. And it's a free consultation, whether you're selling or buying or both, or if you're buying locally here in the Macomb, Oakland County areas, or you're looking to move out of state or anywhere else or across town. We do referrals too. We have a great relocation service that we can get you hooked up with that will find a realtor in the area you're looking to move to. So give us a call. We want to help you.
Fantastic. Yeah, the market's moving. I went through a cashier's line the other day. I've talked to a few times and said they were getting a new house moving in pretty soon. So a lot of definitely moving in that area going on. So I was telling her, so it's really cool that you guys found a house and that you found one you really wanted, because I know some people are looking and just having trouble finding something they want.
Yeah, it's tough right now. And there's, part of the whole consultation part with you is just also making sure you're educated on what's going on. We'll get people who are like, I've bought 3 homes in my lifetime. And, And it's like, well, when was last time? Well, like 20 years ago. Well, it's a much different market. Strategies on how to get your bid accepted are much different right now. If you're selling, how to price your home is much different right now. Everything's different across the board. So let us help you. As far as it's nice that you did 3 closings in your lifetime as a homeowner, but we did that last week. So it's we have 4 closings in process right now that we're actively working on. So, it's there's a reason why we're professionals. We have the education and experience to help you. All right, let's get to business here. There's Kevin.
Yeah.
Good morning, Kevin.
Yep,
So
we were just discussing Crimson Shadows a little before we got online here. I got too much into it. Scott's going to come down. We're going to finalize everything and check it out. 49 backers. Oh, we need one more backer. Someone watching the show this morning, back Crimson Shadows. We have 50.
And I also want to point out our stretch goals. This is where we're at the point. We're at the point in the Kickstarter where it's like the valley of death. It's like you get that surge during week 1, then that middle week and a half, it just you plateau, and then you get the surge again as you approach it. But we are fully funded. That means we hit our minimum goal. I stress minimum. We have much higher goals than the 2,500, but that means we are fully launching now. It's official. This project's a go. And now we have stretch goals to help us along the way. And I just want to point out the stretch goals here because this is where a lot of value is added to you, the backer. So we've already unlocked the first stretch goal, which is a metallic card. It's an exclusive trading card that's going to be added to the series. That's unlocked. Everyone who's getting a physical reward, so as low as an $8 pledge, you qualify for this to be added for free. This is a $5 value. So that's just, you do at least an $8 pledge, you're getting a $5 reward added on top of what you ordered. Mm-hmm. We're almost at the 3,000. We're just skirting with it. We were just about to pass it, but unfortunately someone had to cancel their pledge. So we dropped down a little bit, but we're right on the verge of this, unlocking this one. This is the Dale Gruber exclusive cover that is used on the Ultra Edition. It's got a red tint to it, and it's on metal. Well, we're going to do this as a limited edition cover also in the original black and white that he designed the artwork in. So anybody with a $20 pledge or higher will automatically get the metal card plus this book right there. That's a $20 value. So if you have a minimum pledge of 20, you're going to get another 20 of free rewards added to your pledge. Then we've got some more cards that will be unlocked. We're going to add to the stories. I've already actually just I'm going to make me full screen here for a second.
Yep.
I wrote up the 4-page short story. It's all written. I'm about to start drawing it because I'm optimistic. I think we're going to hit those goals. So we got that. And we also have, and in this story, we're going to be introducing the Elephant Man into the story along with the Plague Doctors. So they will be making an appearance. So hopefully I can reveal this to you guys through this book by hitting these goals. Mm-hmm. The other thing I wanted to show you is if we get up to $5,000, we've got this new variant edition cover I just finished up featuring our Crimson Universe Frankenstein. So you can see him there in all of his glory.
Came out good. I like the background, the way you changed it up. You'd send us a preview of the original, and then you changed up the background. I like the way that looked with the glass behind it.
Yeah, this is where, you guys, you and Kevin know how it is. You're working on something for so long, your eyes kind of just get buggy. And you're so focused on certain details. You look at it and you're like, yeah, I think I'm done. But then the next morning, you look at it, it's like, that's not done. Once you have fresh eyes. And actually, Jill looked at it and she's like, I like it, but where is he? I'm like, yeah, it was kind of a bland background. I just had like this lighting effect I did. I'm like, well, the story where he's going to be inside this building. And she's like, well, it doesn't look like he's in a building. I'm like, okay, you know what? I better add the window. So once I did that, I think it made it perfect. Mm-hmm. So very happy with that. And then last but not least, if we hit $6,000, the 4-page short story that I have written here will be colorized and added that way. So in all, If we hit all of these goals, that's $50 worth of free rewards to everybody who qualifies. So that's a lot of value. So spread the word, let people know. How do you do that? You can share the links on your pages. You can also, what's nice about Kickstarter is it allows you to change your goal. So let's say you qualify for this $20 goal, but you really want to qualify for this one here where you get the $50 in free rewards. You have to up your pledge to 40, but you can go in there and make the change, you know?
Yep.
So, but you're going to get $50 worth of free rewards for as little as $40. And plus you get your $40 rewards also.
Well, and at that point too, you're looking at, if you even with depending on what you're doing, you're looking at 2 extra bonus covers you're going to get that are exclusive to the Kickstarter. So
exactly. And what's nice about that too is for those of you who are completists and you've already ordered the completist set, don't worry, you are automatically qualified for these bonus covers. So, so you will get all of the variants. So I put a lot of work into these. I really want to share it with you guys. So my true goal in this is 5,000. Well, we hit the minimum goal. 5,000 is where I need to be. That's going to be the sweet spot where it covers all the costs of printing, all the rewards, everything. And then I can start rolling money forward into, I can start focusing on Crimson Shadows 3 to make that the best it can possibly be.
Yep.
So get over there. I'll do this post here. I'll put the link in there. Copy. I'll put it in the comments here.
And you can always go to bardstow.com as well to for any of our links dealing with the Kickstarters.
That's right. So good times. So how has your week been, Brett?
It's been good. I finished up the lettering last week for Crimson Shadows 2. Scott's going to come down tomorrow. We're going to finalize everything. I've looked at it. It's like you talk about with the drawing. I went back and looked over everything again and made a couple changes. But now I need to have the creator come and look at it and see what we need to adjust, change, and make sure he sent me the right script again. And right. You know, and I've added, you know, a couple of things. I had a couple of sound effects here and there, things like that. There's a page that I'll go over with Scott that he'll know about towards the end that had no dialogue, and I wasn't sure what to put for. I figured we could talk about it when it gets here, but at the same time, it's actually a page that I liked as is, and really didn't feel like it needed to be enhanced with lettering at all because it's just a phenomenally drawn page. So
yes, no mail enhancements needed.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot to also mention we got our trading cards in. So the Crimson Universe trading cards are in. So I'll show those really quick too. I'm very happy with the quality of these cards. I never ordered from this company before. It's called Print Magic. They were very easy to work with, but all the cards here, there's 40 cards in this set, not counting the exclusive cards, that the metal cards that'll be added to this. So there's some fun stuff in here. So those are the fronts, the backs. Each card is numbered. So this one's number 40, 35, and all those. So there we go. So a little description written on the back, and I was very, very happy with how these turned out. Like here's one here. Yeah. So a lot of fun. A lot of people seem to like the trading cards, so I was excited to make these for the set, and looking forward to sending these babies out. I got a label getting made up that when it comes, I'll put them on the front. It says the Crimson Universe trading card sets. So good times.
Yeah, this is kind of like a volume 1. We'll be adding to it through future Kickstarters too.
Yes. Yep. We'll have exclusives as we go on. I'll release extra cards with each Kickstarter. So, but that's only if you guys support it and you guys want it. So,
yep,
make it happen.
Cool. Yeah. So, like I said, I got the lettering done. I'm watching a few things on some of the different channels. Of course, we'll be talking about Falcon Winter Soldier here in a little while. What did I watch? I tried to watch the new one with the Falcon. What's his name? The Falcon on Synchronic or something.
Yeah, Netflix.
And oh my God, was that? I'm sorry, he's good, but at the same time, he's not good because the story is abysmal. I hated the tone, the pacing, everything just felt really, really bad. So
So does it
Uh,
feel like Netflix just knew he was going to be the next Captain America, and they're just going to put him in a movie every month that they release?
I
And
think
they're not
so.
putting any effort in the actual, because his other one was really bad too. What, below the cable or below the line? Or
Yeah, that was. I just don't know if it's just like he had you know, they were, of course, you know, they said they're, you know, they've been getting all these movies, and some of these are just independent films. So I think they just bought a bunch of stuff. But
okay.
the premise of it is it's two paramedics, and they begin to question their reality after coming across several bizarre deaths linked to a narcotic. And Anthony Mackie's he's good, but at the same time, there's not much for him. No range because there's not much. I got about half an hour into it, and I was just bored. I was like, okay, I'm glad I didn't pay for this because it just was not good at all.
Yeah. Well, and
So
here's one of the problems here. Let's see here. This is one sign when something's not good, but the fans of it will try to tell you it was good. Um, let's see here, right here. When something comes out and people have to do tons of articles to explain to you what you saw, maybe the story didn't translate well.
yeah,
Like Last Jedi, how many articles came out explaining to us why it really was a good movie? Or, like there's other movies too, or a lot of DC movies come out with why, like the Zack Snyder ending, like, well, here's what it really was. Well, he didn't convey that. So so anyways, when I did a quick search for this, like the top 5 things that came up were all articles on what did you just watch.
yeah.
So I really like him too. So I feel
I like
sad
Anthony
for him.
Mackie a lot, and I've seen him in some good stuff here and there, and he's a good actor.
Yeah,
But
but he's
you
got to
know,
choose his roles better because he's going to start getting. You don't want to get labeled as the actor who chooses like,
I think some of these are contractual obligations.
it could be
And that's what you run into a lot
he signed these deals before he got big.
they say we're going to put you in this really cool movie, but here's these crappy ones you got to do first, or along the way, just to fill. And honestly, it didn't feel like it was a film that was filmed more than 30 days, so he didn't spend a lot of time on it.
Right.
You
Well,
know,
and to be
and
fair too, it also happens in reverse. Could be the studio really wanted him for something. He said, "Well, I have all these awesome projects I want done, and I'll sign if you agree to do
yeah,
these." So they're like, "Okay, we'll do these." And it turns out he just didn't have good taste. So that could happen too.
that's possible.
But we'll give him
So
the benefit of the doubt because
yeah,
I really do. I mean, to be fair, I don't see him in tons of stuff.
no, but everything I've seen him in,
So
I even
I know
actually
him
even
as the
this,
Falcon.
I liked him as this, and it was been fine in synchronicity, but the story itself was just it was too slow paced. I was just too bored. I did shut it off, and I ended up watching Kodachrome. Have you seen this film?
Kodachrome.
Yes, that one has Anthony. Was it Sudeikis is in it? It's got Wanda from WandaVision. So, oh, sorry, my browser started to want to actually play. I just wanted to pull up information about it. So, but yeah, I like this one. This was an interesting film. I think it's loosely based on not an actual person, but more of an actual thing that happened. As film has basically gone away in our normal usage, and everybody's gone digital. There was a time that Kodak stopped process. There was one last place that was processing Kodachrome. And it took place around 2009. And actually, I pulled up the Wikipedia on Kodachrome itself, and it's about the film, the actual film processing. It was introduced in 1935 and then discontinued starting in 2002 through 2009, depending on the ISO, which is the type you use for different shooting stuff on that. So what it is he's got a guy who's dying, and he's a world famous photographer, and then his son and him have no relationship together, and they kind of get brought together by his nurse to go on this trip to actually get it processed. And he doesn't want to do a quick trip, so he wants to do like a side trips and things like that. Like he stops and sees his brother and things like that, and you find out that the guy's just a complete ass. But at the same time, they're coming to terms with who they are, and as a family. And Ed Harris plays the dad, who's the photographer in that. Elizabeth Olsen is the nurse, and that Dennis Haysbert's in it, so we got a Allstate guy in there. So actually, I know Dennis Haysbert more as Serrano from Major League. So
the way Kevin says this, it makes me sound like it's a dessert.
Yeah,
it's so good.
It was a phenomenally well done movie.
Yeah. Is it a series movie?
No, it's just a movie.
Oh, okay.
And it was it had a I pulled up like the Wikipedia. It had a film premiere in 2017 at the Toronto Film Festival. Netflix acquired the distribution right. It says the film was released on April 20, 2018. I hadn't heard anything about this, so I don't know how I missed it.
I never heard of it.
And now it's on Netflix. And I recommend it. It's just phenomenally
like
done.
Jason Sudeikis he typically does comedy. So
yeah,
this is just a regular. It's not a comedy movie, right?
No, it's definitely more serious. But coming from his comedic background, it lends a lot into how his timing is on things, how he is, the type of character he is. He's a music guy who's actually not doing well in the music industry because it's kind of funny. There's a lot of parallels between him and his father in terms of his father was shot film, pictures, traveled all over the world. And now digital has replaced, that. And then same thing with the music. The music's not the same. So they're trying to still sign bands to their label, but streaming has taken over so much and different things. They kind of talk a little bit about this stuff as it's going on. So but I don't want to get too much into it because I thought it was a really good story. It was a lot of fun to watch. And it's one of those ones I could watch again down the road.
Nice.
So, which lately it feels like after I watch a movie, I never want to see it again because there's no reason to.
Right.
So
now my favorite Jason Sudeikis movie is We're the Millers.
That's a good one.
I love that one. And he's also the scout trooper who punched Baby Yoda in Mandalorian season 1.
Yes.
So, and of course,
I do like We're the Millers. That's one I saw a while back. They were talking about doing a sequel to it. Which I think was great because I liked that. I loved all 4 of the main characters, and then they run some good side characters in that. But that was one of those ones that was kind of surprising. I didn't expect it to be as good as it was.
Same here,
and that so I was surprised at how funny
it came out of nowhere.
And I've watched it a couple times since, so it's definitely got some.
That one, it's right in line with what's it called, Horrible Bosses. That's another funny one. Like I like those ones.
Yeah, Horrible Boss was bad. I've seen that a couple times. So of course Jennifer Aniston. I love her movies pretty much because she's awesome. So she's funny and she's pretty.
I enjoy. Speaking of Jennifer Aniston, she was that Adam Sandler one she was in.
That
was a fun one. I hope they do a sequel to that.
Yeah,
it's like a murder mystery.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. That's been the best Adam Sandler movie to come onto the Netflix stuff. For the last few years because most stuff he's brought out I really haven't been impressed with at all.
Yeah, I have trouble with Adam Sandler. In most of his movies, I like in small dosages. Like whenever he does a voice impression, it cracks me up. He has like one voice he does for all characters.
Well, actually, and yeah, the Hubie Halloween. While I enjoyed it, I kind of wish he hadn't done the Waterboy impression on it.
Right, that's what I mean. Is he has like one impression, maybe 2, and all of his characters are based on those 1 or 2 voices. But I liked him in what was it called? It was the one with Jennifer Aniston, because he played. It was comedy, but he played a little more straight man role instead of goofy. He played more serious, and he's been doing really serious stuff.
Yeah, Murder Mystery actually is what it's called.
The Murder Mystery movie.
Yeah.
Crazy how that name came about.
Yeah, so I liked it. Actually, another one I did enjoy his was The Do-Over. That was pretty good on Netflix. I forgot about that one. That one was he meets up with old high school buddy, and then he's kind of like a CIA or something like that. And I thought it was pretty funny.
I never saw the one that he got all that acclaim for. What was it called? Like Cut Gems or
Uncut Gems? Yeah, I haven't watched that one yet either. It's on Netflix. So
I've wanted to. It just for whatever reason just hasn't happened.
Yeah, I forget about it. Then I see it like, I should probably check that out sometime. And I just haven't yet.
Yeah.
But I was looking on Netflix, and something I definitely want to check out is they got a Thor and Baron Zemo movie.
What?
Yeah, it's called Rush. It came out in about 2007 or 8. They were in a movie together. Chris Hemsworth and
He was a race car driver in that.
Right. I haven't seen that one, and I was like, oh yeah, 'cause, yeah, Daniel Bruhl's in it, Olivia Wilde, and then when you pull up on Netflix, there's a trailer and the guy looks like George W. Bush, and so I was like, I have to check this out. Came out in 2013.
Nice.
So I was like, I remember slightly something about this, but it's. A lot of the race car movies I don't necessarily rush to see very much of, but I did enjoy the Ford versus Ferrari, and that was when I watched when it came on streaming, and that was actually really good. I was surprised at how good that one was too. So, and Kevin said Rush is a good movie too. So,
do we get a dance scene from Zemo and Rush?
Oh, we need one. Yeah.
Well, evidently, I haven't seen this. I've seen the reports of it, but they have the extent. Supposedly, they've released the extended version of his dance.
I thought it was just basically they took it, just looped it.
Oh, is that what it is? Because I thought
I could be wrong. So
it says Marvel has released the extended deleted scene of Zemo dancing. So, or maybe here, who knows? I want to hit play, and then we get in trouble with
yeah, go ahead. Scroll.
Let's see. So it's about 28 seconds long. It looks like. I will say that's about how I dance.
Yeah.
So if everyone's loving his dance moves, I'm pretty safe on the dance floor then.
See, that's the safe white boy dance. We got to be you're like right here.
Yeah, right there. That's me right there. I can do that. So Zemo and me share some dance moves.
It's the minimal Cabbage Patch.
The minimal. A slight bend to the knees.
Yeah.
A slight and
yeah, okay, we'll look around. Yeah, you gotta do the point. And then when you get really bold after about 4 drinks, you're like, hey.
Cowboy.
That's the fishing line one. Fish in.
Yep.
Fish in.
So for everyone watching, if we hit episode 300 of Odd Musings, Brett and I will create a line dance. How's that?
There we go. Well, that's only about 4 years away.
Yep. Actually, 2.
It's 2? No, we've been doing this 4 years now. It took us 200 episodes.
Well, to hit episode 300 will be 100 more.
Oh, that's right. It's 100. It's 100. Yeah. If I'm not right now, so
50 episodes per year, roughly.
Yeah, a couple years.
Add the 1, subtract the 2,
and you know what? We'll allow the viewers, to fly us to Vegas to do the line dance.
I like it. Very good.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I've been doing. Like I said, just watched a few things here and there, and I shared about my new smoker a while back. Man, I'm loving that thing. I've been using that like crazy. I bought some new grill grates for it, so I can actually. I'll probably never use my gas grill hardly ever again. This pellet thing is awesome. I cooked up some great pork chops yesterday, nice and juicy and tender. Got a nice smoke flavor to them. Definitely enjoying that. So other than that, that's been my week.
Nice. All right. Should we get into Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Yeah, we got a little bit to talk about here.
Good.
We had a great cameo. I'm going to start off with that. So I'm going to pop it up here because we had the Contessa show up. And that's her right there up on the screen. You can see her right there.
I have to confess, I might lose my geek card. Everyone was all excited about this cameo. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, it's Elaine from Seinfeld, Julia Louis-Dreyfus. However, I know nothing about this character. So is this a major character that I'm assuming she's the power broker, maybe based upon how this story has been going.
I knew the name, and I couldn't think exactly where I'd read it before, where she's bounced around. And when I went into a little research, of course, she's been part of S.H.I.E.L.D. She's with the original Nick Fury. In fact, they were kind of romantic.
Really?
And they popped around. She's had several different incarnations throughout the history of the Marvel since she was created in 1967. So it's definitely, I think what we're seeing here, though, is, and I read another article that said she was originally supposed to be revealed in Black Widow. So we're probably going to see her in Black Widow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But she came about, started in Strange Tales Volume 1, 1967. She was created by writer and artist Jim Steranko. We know Steranko.
Jim Steranko.
Yep. And she was part of like European resistance. So, of course, back then, it's type of more like the World War II-esque. And then she's changed throughout the years as they introduced her here and there. She was, like I said, once with romantically involved with Nick Fury, the original Nick Fury, not the Ultimates, which is what the current Samuel Jackson's based on. But they could do that. It's kind of interesting because, we saw where Sharon Carter makes a phone call. Was it not this past episode? She basically was trying to get, she hired the guy to kill Sam. And I'm wondering if, she, I think they were trying to play that she was the power broker, but I think she's working with the Contessa. And I don't know if it's tied into what was S.H.I.E.L.D. S.H.I.E.L.D. really is no more so at this point, and that. So, but they did have, they were together in comics back in the 70s as part of the Femme Force.
Okay. So, yeah. I'm pulling up here. So her character, it looks like she dresses kind of like Black Widow here.
Well, she was also known as Madam Hydra.
Oh.
And she was a double agent working for Hydra. Yep.
Winter Soldier went to Zemo looking for help on Hydra.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Interesting. Here, you add yours to the stream there. It looks like there's a photo of her from the comics there.
There's that one version there. That's Madam Hydra. That's Sharon Carter. That's her and Nick Fury after, and this is around the time that she was originally coming around. So she's had a few different incarnations.
And so has Nick Fury, because he looks nothing like Samuel Jackson there.
Well, and that's the original Nick Fury. Though I guess her character did make an appearance in the Hasselhoff version of Nick Fury.
And I was going to say, which surprisingly, Hasselhoff did an amazing job as Nick Fury, actually.
Yeah, no, he was not bad at all. It was decent in that. Yeah, in fact, it was 1998, 23 years ago. Wow. So
can you believe that?
So I thought it was been that long in that.
So will we get Julia Louis-Dreyfus kicking butt in a Black Widow style fight?
Yep. Now here's the thing. This talk about in the Agent Carter series, which has already been since 2015. She was revealed, or true revelation to Interpol, after she created a conflict between Hydra and Leviathan, which is a Soviet terrorist organization, which looks like that would tie into the Black Widow project and all that. So,
which Peggy Carter takes place in the 40s, 50s. So is she like super? Yeah. Maybe she's on some anti-aging serum.
It could be. So that'd be interesting because I don't remember seeing her in that. So again, there's a lot of different changes within the character over the years. Of course, a lot of it changes as the comics change within the political climate in the real world.
I liked her business card too.
Yeah, it was blank. Yeah, I had when I got online here with Scott right before we started the show, I just watched the first half of the episode again. Mainly just because I wanted to catch some of the early stuff with Walker, with how they dealt with Walker. It was a good fight, great fight scene, actually. I really enjoyed that. The fight scene was instrumental in some of the changes that are going to be coming down the pipe through the Marvel Universe, in my opinion, because what we saw in that was the shield was eventually taken back, but he ripped the wings off of the Falcon. He was discredited. He was basically given an other than honorable discharge, which means he gets no pension or any benefits or anything from that.
But I think also more so than anything, I think the label is more painful to him than the loss of benefits.
Yes.
To have a less than honorable discharge, while it's not a dishonorable, it's a massive smear on his record. Yes.
And that's, of course, as he put it, they built him. And in some ways they did. But the thing we saw, and this is, and I was thinking this before, and it kind of reaffirmed from the opening previous episode stuff, is, when he's talking to Lamar about, would you take the serum? And he's like, yeah. He goes, well, I was thinking of adverse affection. He goes, no, I think it made you for you are. We're really seeing more of who Walker is. And while he is a soldier and had followed orders in the past, he's always felt like he was something more. And the serum itself actually accentuated those traits within him, which is why he killed the guy. Why, even though he said, well, I had to because he killed Lamar and it was the heat of the battle and things like that. So.
They did a great job too of him trying to rewrite history when he's talking to Lamar's family. And they're like, well, was it the man who killed him? And he's like, yes. And that, but you can see how it's tearing him up, how they're like thanking him for bringing justice to the man who killed their son and how proud Lamar was to work with him. And you can just see the guilt on him building, and here you see in this picture that, there he was just filled with rage as he's fighting Falcon, Well,
and that's the thing. When you go back and watch the original Captain America, the first Avenger, the person they were looking for, they knew had to have a certain moral fortitude within them, because they knew that the serum was going to affect them not just physically, but also in other ways. And that's where Steve Rogers, when they were, while he was never the physical specimen they wanted, he became that physical specimen along with the enhancements, but his moral fortitude stuck with him the whole time and was more enhanced at that point.
And he lived a life of always being the underdog. So his mentality was much different, whereas John Walker was always like the top.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what it is to lose, whereas Steve Rogers' whole life was losing, which is why every fight he gets into, he stands up. He's like, I can do this all day because he's used to getting beat,
Yeah.
John Walker's not. And his first loss he's like, oh my God, they weren't even super powered. And his ego couldn't take it. And it crushed him because he didn't know what it was to lose.
Yeah, it was, you got to, when all you ever got was, you won and you moved on. And even there in difficult situations where he got the medals of honor they got and he lost people, he himself still won. So that was always a tough thing.
Yeah.
So it's we're seeing a lot within this character, and it'd be interesting to see what direction they truly go with him, because now we've got, as I mentioned, we have the Contessa involved. I like how she introduced herself. She gave her name. She goes, but really it's actually Contessa. And you're like, she's got like 18 names. And what cracks me up about it, it just reminds me of the Animaniacs when you learn who Dot's real name, and it's like Contessa, Princessa, something or other. And I'm sure that was probably somebody had read Marvel comics over the years and just started throwing all that in there. And that's from the early 90s. So.
And she also brought up an interesting little point about the Shield and the ownership, and that technically the government doesn't own it.
Yeah.
And how it's a gray area. So when I was reading an article about the history of the Shield and where it is right now, because the Shield as we know it was actually destroyed by Thanos. Mm-hmm. Steve Rogers got another Shield when he went time traveling. So when he came back from his time traveling, he had one from the past. So, so that's, I have a feeling that's where the murky ownership comes in, because who knows, but it wasn't the one that we see at the end of Avengers, because that one got destroyed.
Yeah. Well, we also had, Black Panther when Steve Rogers ready to fight, somebody get this man a shield, and so how many shields are technically out there? I mean, in terms of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because Thanos destroyed one.
Well, the shield he got from the Wakandans was that weird shaped one.
Yeah,
it was like a wedge shape, and then he could also punch with it. And
but so we know there's different shields out there, and
there's another shield also in progress that you see. Let's remove this share.
Yeah, and this is kind of interesting that this was the bonus scene,
right?
And we get to see him, and he's using his own medals and everything else within it.
Kind of reminiscent of Robert Downey Jr. making his Iron Man suit. You see him hammering away, and we see him here, and we see he's using the paint here in the post-credit scene.
Yep. Now, of course, the one that Cap had was supposed to have been the medal from Wakanda. That was original
vibranium.
Vibranium.
So this obviously is not vibranium. I doubt he could hammer it with a regular hammer to forge it. So his shield is not going to be nearly as strong as the one Sam is carrying.
Yeah.
But we are on the path to I believe, U.S. agent.
Yes, and that's kind of when they first announced him. I was like, that's got to be the direction they're going, and I wasn't sure how fast they would get there. So
Yeah, and I think they're doing a good pace. There you see U.S. agent had the black, red, and white costume. Someone pointed out with John Walker's Captain America costume too, there's no white. The white has been made into gray because white on the flag represents innocence and purity. So they took all white out of his costume. I thought that was an interesting little touch. I love how Marvel does those little tiny details. They're subtle, but they're there.
Yes, and that is the thing on that. And this is I'm going to share what I've got here, and this is from an image from one of the comics. So, and so there's this is kind of the battle that we're kind of expecting this week.
Yeah,
so as you can see, it's a similar costume to what John Walker was wearing.
And we got the costume there of the Falcon. We'll see what happens with that. We saw him open the case, but we didn't see what was in it.
Yeah.
A lot of people edited in the scene from Wolverine when he opens up the case, and it's the Wolverine costume. But there was also another significant passing of the torch that occurred in this episode that kind of got missed. I didn't know it myself because I'm not up to date on more current comics. But when the Falcon's wings are damaged, and that character he's been working with, who's in the military.
Yeah, it's like Perez or something like that.
Perez, yeah, something like that. And he's like, "Are you going to take the wings?" He said, "No, go ahead and keep them." Well, I didn't realize this. In the comics, when Falcon becomes Captain America, he passes his wings onto that character, and that character becomes the new Falcon. So I think we saw the passing of the torch there, and we'll see who the new Falcon is going to be right there.
Yeah, that's I definitely saw that popping up. So it was a lot of people right away were like, "Yep, that's what's going on here." And I believe even if they don't fully introduce that in this last episode we get this week, because this week's the final episode.
I just don't understand why, if Sam becomes Captain America, why can't he still have wings? Like his whole fighting style and everything, his whole career has been learning how to fight with these wings. Now he's going to get rid of them. That doesn't seem right. Well, he should have them.
And they kind of dealt with it. It's funny because I saw some people questioning the montage, and we see Sam when he decides to take up the shield, and it's towards the end of the episode, and he starts. We saw him and Bucky kind of playing catch with it, which is kind of funny. Well, then Bucky leaves. Well, he starts actually training with it, so he starts retraining himself.
Yeah.
And I saw people question, well, he could catch it before. Why is he doing this? This was a complete retraining of who he is in his fighting style. Right. And the thing is he still is not a super soldier, but he's going to go up against them. But he's shown that with the wings and even slightly without them, he can kind of hold his own regardless.
But what I'm hoping they do incorporate wings into his costume, though. Like they do such a good job, like how he'll utilize the jetpack in the wings to give himself more momentum to give a stronger punch and like things like that. Or like if he's being held a certain way, he can activate the jetpack to do a flip better. And, because he isn't enhanced and he is fighting enhanced people. So it's just, they've done such a good job of incorporating that into his fight style. I hope they keep it.
Yeah. And then this is, let me move that, pop this one up here. And this is from the Marvel database fandom and that. And this is Joaquin Torres. So this would be the Earth 616
Torres. That's his name.
Falcon. He's from Arizona, which they could have built it into it. He's got the Hispanic heritage, Mexican heritage. They built it into the character. He's been the actor's been really good. I've enjoyed him on this. I like some of his banter he's had, and he
has the same temperament it seems as Sam, so he'll be a good follow up to Sam.
Yep. So, and it says here, after Sam Wilson returned to the mantle of Falcon, Patriot jokingly suggested the following codings for Joaquin: Squawkman, the Furious Feather, or Whirling Birdie. So if Sam goes back to being the Patriot, then maybe we'll see one of those.
Go back up just slightly here. It says, go right there, powers. It says he has regenerative healing.
Yeah. It says
because of,
human bird vampire hybrid as a result of Carl Malice's experiments.
oh,
Was turned into a hybrid between a falcon and a human. However, Red Wing was used to transform Joaquin, and he turned out to be a vampiric, giving him man abilities. So I
wow,
wonder if
this
we're going to
guy's
see some of
everywhere.
that. Well, keep in mind we've got was it Morbius? coming out.
Morbius, exactly. I wonder if they will bring him into that.
That's very possible. I mean, it's
Morbius is a vampire.
yep.
So they're definitely bringing the vampires into the Marvel universe, one way or the. Well, although technically that's Sony, so they could keep that as part of the Spider-Verse instead of the MCU.
Right.
But they exist. They do exist. So
Yep. And then of course from the this is from the Marvel Cinematic Universe fandom website. It talks a little bit about him here. It shows who he is. He's a first lieutenant, U.S. Air Force. Basically, we just get stuff that's going to happen that's through the current episodes and things like that with his stuff here because this is where we've seen him at. So, but definitely, I think it's someone that they'll be able to hand it off to and continue on. And it does mention here about in the comics genetically infused DNA of Red Wing. So I don't know if they do go that route. I have no problem with that because I think it's an interesting way to look at things.
they could easily have him be captured and used as experiments or something.
Well, they like to do that in Marvel, so
Yep.
so yeah, so we got that going on too. So again, this episode had a lot. It was an hour-long episode, so we had a lot of information in it, and we've set up everything for this final battle here. Of course, now Zemo is now gone. Baron Zemo is now
He's going
in the
to
hands
the
of
raft.
Wakandas. Yep.
He's heading to the raft. Somebody did a meme showing the raft is the name of a dance club, and you see him dancing away for the rest of his life.
Yeah. Of course, this has been speculated that they're setting this up for Thunderbolts. So he'll be part of a new group.
Thunderbolt.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Not Thunderbolt
Thunder Force.
Yeah, Thunderbolts.
I was thinking of the Melissa McCarthy
yeah
movie. I'm like, what? Yeah, so here we got let's see here. So for the finale, Wyatt Russell, John Walker, aka John Walker, warns of a very dangerous John Walker in Falcon and Winter Soldier series finale. Mm-hmm. So it's and there's somewhere I read in another one where he only ever knew one family, and that was the United States military. Mm-hmm. This is Russell talking. He cared and fought for them, and he loved it. But now they've taken it. They've used him, and he feels used, and he doesn't feel understood. Everybody has now turned their back on him, which is very dangerous to do to a person like that, who now has super soldier serum in his veins. So, yeah, this is interesting here. And somewhere I think I don't know if they're going to have like a Steve Rogers. I don't know where Steve Rogers is in this. They implied like he was gone in one of the earlier episodes. So I don't know if old Steve Rogers will be there, but
Walker, I think that even with old Steve Rogers, I think, we see him at the end and where he hands off the shield to Sam, but I think he's gone. I think sometime after that he died because he was quite old at that point.
Yeah, but somewhere Russell was saying you're going to see him meet somebody and you're going to be like, oh, wow, that was amazing or something. Like, so it was like people were like, well, who's he meeting that the fans will react that way? So I don't know. It would be cool if old Steve Rogers shows up one more time to have a talk.
Yeah. So, but yeah, here's the raft. That's the raft. That's from the MCU.
Yeah, which we did see. That's where who was being held there. Actually, Sam was there, wasn't he?
Actually, we've got a couple people. We've got Trish or Diamondback.
Oh, that's right.
So and then basically Kevin Feige's hinting that the studio's open to the possibility of doing this stuff, bringing all these around. Of course, they say that and it's like, okay, you guys are working on it. So
now that you bring that up, though.
Yeah.
Now that we have this raft, which has been there before, but them bringing that back in, I could see Marvel like a year from now doing some kind of a Suicide Squad type thing where we get the villains together.
Well, that's kind of what it's hinting at here is Thunderbolts or Dark Avengers-esque villain team up in the MCU. And that could be tied into the Contessa, which is, she wants to bring in U.S. Agent. And so we'd get Zemo, going back to a couple of these other ones. So, as well as some new characters, I'm sure they would introduce. And
we'll finally get the Suicide Squad movie we always wanted.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I did see a thing where the what's his name that directed it says that the movie's 100% done.
For what?
The new Suicide Squad movie coming out. It's done by what's his name? Did
yeah.
The discredited director.
Yeah, I'm like totally blanking. I know who it is. James Gunn.
James Gunn. Yeah.
Yeah. I do kind of want to see it because of him, but at the same time, I just feel like the other ones were so bad.
The trailer looked better than I thought it would. I didn't care for the first one. I never watched the second one. I haven't watched the whatever. Is there Suicide Squad? Is it the Emancipation? So that's the Birds of Prey one. Because it came out and I was like, I have no interest in it. And people were posting how bad it was. And it was people that I thought would actually like it. So I don't know. It's one of those, I don't know if I want to go see it or not. I think it'll pop up on HBO Max. I might just watch it on that if I still have HBO Max. So
yeah, was there two? I don't even know anymore. I think it was supposed to be Suicide Squad, and they turned it into Birds of Prey. Then they turned it into the Emancipation of Harley Quinn. I don't know. I'm so lost in what these are.
Yeah.
I don't even care.
Yeah, I think it was this the one, and then it was the Emancipation. It was like a Suicide Squad, and now they got the new one coming out. But it's just, we've talked this a million times, but it's just the DC stuff doesn't thrill me because of the fact that all they want is, the money, and they try to make it look flashy. But then when you get down to it, I can't rewatch these movies because the stories are just not there.
I did like seeing John Cena as a superhero in the trailer.
Yeah. Yeah. And we got all new people in this one except for Margot Robbie.
Right.
So, and I do like her as Harley Quinn. I just, the movies themselves has just not been. Yeah. They try to put 8 movies in them. So,
well, like the first one, didn't they like switch directors, then refilmed it all? And then it was like piecing 2 completely different movies together. And it just, it was so choppy and bad. It didn't work.
Well, and that's kind of what it was. It was, they started with one, stopped, reset a little bit, and went back.
Like I thought the part I was worried about was their portrayal of Joker and Harley Quinn. And I thought they actually got that part right. It was just they chose a villain nobody cares about. They set it up all horribly by having all these villains nobody knew or cared about. It just didn't work. But the part I thought they were going to blow, they actually got right, I felt.
Yeah, I didn't mind the Joker scenes and the flashbacks and all that. They were fine with me. But yeah, the main premise of the movie, and I'm sorry, Will Smith was really flat as Deadshot. So I was kind of glad he's not coming back if I wanted to watch the next one. But it just, none of it made, it's what DC does, and it still irritates me. Is every movie they got coming out, not Marvel, but DC movies from Warner Brothers, they always have to tell you, oh, watch for this person. Oh, watch this one. They keep talking about the new Flash movie. Oh, yeah, Michael Keaton's going to be Batman in that, and he's going to be this. And I'm going, you're giving away all this cool reveal stuff. It's like even Julia Louis-Dreyfus in this episode of Falcon Winter Soldier. I didn't know she was going to be in it. She popped up. I was like, oh, well, this is kind of cool.
Right. Well, also,
what's she doing?
You mentioned she might be in Black Widow. When you pull up the filmography, it's not on there. So if she is going to be in there, it's going to be a complete surprise. So it's really cool that Marvel likes to do that. They like to hold their cards close to the vest and let the reveals happen.
Yeah. So, and that's definitely, makes it a little more exciting in that. It's like, I pulled up this new Suicide Squad on IMDb to look at people that are going to be in it. And it's like, okay, they list everybody that's going to be in it. We've seen like Michael Rooker's going to be in it. Taika Waititi's, Sylvester Stallone's the voice of King Shark. And actually, that's the reason I kind of want to go see it, is because of King Shark. I was like, it's kind of cool.
But every single one of those people you labeled are in Guardians of the Galaxy.
I know. Well, that's what he kind of did.
He was in there.
Yeah. Idris
Michael
Elba's in
Rooker.
this. He plays Bloodsport. So I mean, and Nathan Fillion's going to be in it. So yeah, all these guys that were in Guardians or in Marvel Cinematic
Marvel.
movies, he brought over with him, which is kind of smart.
Yeah.
So I just, it's one of those things where I may go see it, may just watch it on the HBO Max, but and it might be a better movie than I think it's going to be, only the fact that I don't think the only one they've got really from the first one I think is just Margot Robbie. So they're going kind of like, hey, here's a bunch of villains you don't really know about, you normally wouldn't see. We're not going to introduce them in regular movies anyways, which makes more sense.
Right.
So we'll see.
We definitely will.
And I'm looking forward to this. We got our final episode this week of Winter Falcon Soldier. Then we got about 6 weeks, I think, until Loki pops on Disney Plus.
I'm really looking forward to Loki.
Yes.
That's going to be good, I think. It's an interesting premise. One article I was reading was saying they're going to have Loki popping into key historical events and being the cause for certain things that we now know as history, but it was really Loki creating some mischief. So
yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'm really excited about to see what direction it does go, because they've been really good about this. Is kind of what the series is about, but then as you get into it, it's a lot more going on, a lot more deeper, and everything else with both WandaVision and especially the Falcon Winter Soldier here. So, and then Disney Plus, I noticed on May the 4th is releasing some more Star Wars. There.
Oh, nice.
I
just noticed this.
If I read that right, so.
Did you know if you go on, you have our comments on the right side of our screen as users?
Yes.
You can put people in a timeout, it said. If I click on it, oh, no, not that one. Somewhere it just popped up, put user in timeout.
It's over on the 3 dots, yeah. Yeah, I've used that once. We had someone pop on YouTube and made a comment, and I just blocked him and got rid of him away. Because I was like, no, I don't need you in that. So
That's right.
So let's add this page because we got to see where. Hey, nobody is. Yep. We need one more. Come on, we got like a minute, and someone can back this. We had a $1 backer yesterday, which was pretty cool. Yep. So
like I said before, this is the normal part of the Kickstarter where it drags a little bit. Yep. But then this is right around where we start turning the corner, because we start appearing on the different lists on Kickstarter for projects ending soon, projects fully funded, and there's a lot of backers who wait for that before they do it. We have 54 backers potential backers following us that haven't donated yet. So we have a lot of room to potentially double this. We can hit that $5,000 to $6,000 range we are hoping to hit still. And like I said, if that happens, there's a lot of free rewards getting added on top of whatever reward packages you qualify for. So yeah.
I would say minimum $20, just so you can definitely get a lot of the core rewards. Yep. If we're getting close to that, the big reward at the end, then bump it up to 40. And the thing is, like, you don't necessarily have to take it with extra stuff. You can just add more money into the thing if you're saying, I want to do that just so I can make sure I get that. Because that's going to be I think it's going to end up being one of the rarest covers we have for this Kickstarter. Is that Frankenstein one, if it comes out?
Yep, definitely. So check it out. You can always increase your pledge if you've already pledged. You can increase to a higher level to get those bonuses. But also, see that little Facebook button under Back This Project? If you go there and click that, you can share this on your social medias. That's a huge help to our project. The more people that know about us, the more potential. So we have 2 weeks left to go. Be nice to get me over the hump on this now, because next week I'm going to be out of commission because I'm having a hernia surgery done. So actually, Brett will probably be going solo on this show next week. I might be able to check in. It'll just depend on where I'm at pain-wise. But
you let me know on that if you can join us from wherever from
I would
your
say
bed
let's
rest
assume,
location.
let's assume I'm not, but if I can, I will.
All right.
That way, if I can, it's okay. But but I'll definitely try. I'll probably be looking nasty and unshowered and everything since I'm going to be laying on a couch for a few days with frozen bags of peas sitting on my groin. So I try to recover.
Well, maybe we'll see what the wonderful Jill Webler is doing next Wednesday, if she would like to join me, if she's not busy with real estate stuff. And her and I can chat about some things and have some.
I know you'll have the finale of Winter Soldier to talk about, and and that too. So.
And we'll see what's new in the world of Jill Webler and real estate and beautiful home makeovers, especially as spring's coming on. That'd be kind of fun. So,
Definitely.
in that.
We could have maybe I can set up have Jill come over, set her up so you see her and she can talk, and then I can just yell from the background. Yell my 2 cents in. Hated it. Loved it.
Well, we'll talk about that some more tonight. Join us tonight. We're going to do the weekly Crimson Shadows Kickstarter roundup. We'll have Kevin joining us. But until then, watch this great trailer for the book, and we'll take you guys out. Oops, sorry.